With the 3 leagues on hold for the Monktonian tournament, the U18 Female League takes center stage here on High Mountain Sports. My name is Dayton Camo, welcoming you inside the RBC Center here in Burnside for a U18 matchup between the Down East Auto Parts Stars and the Lindsay Surge. We're underway as the Surge gain control here down low. Picked up behind the net, and this one's sent around the wall. Ellie Mullins there, but she can't get some good stick on it, but it's finally brought out to center ice. Going to be put right back in by the Surge. It's Larkin back up to pick it up for the Stars, and she'll send it all the way down deep. Regroup coming here for the Surge. Up the wall to Lecky. That one's picked off, and away goes Caden's player down the wing. That one gets away from her as Fitzpatrick sends it right back in. Now the Surge send it in. Battle for the puck along the far side wall. Gets chipped back out. Player comes in there to help out. It's around the wall to Fitzpatrick. Up the wall, and that one's sent out of the reach of Braylon Walker, but she beats out the icing. And Feltham will cover up for our first whistle of this game. So face-off coming down in the Surge zone. We'll get a replacement. Poirier comes in to take the draw, and she wins it. This one's back around the end wall. Met there by Mackenzie as she puts it right back in. Now through the middle, it gets to Sangster. She's driving in wide, stops at the half wall, and puts it back to the point to Rossling. Her shot through, that one's turned aside. And now a battle behind the net. Now right back down, Sophia Bell on it there for the Stars. Back up to Sangster. She sends it in. Now the Stars opting for a long breakout. That stretch pass through the middle, taken away at the blue line as Kim stumbles but makes the play. Now it's back out to center ice. Up the wall, intended for Buffett. That one out of her reach, and now a whistle. So we're going to face off right back here outside the Surge line. Surge win that draw, and Kim sends it up the wall, just gets out of the zone. Now chip through center. This one gets to the top of the circles. A great pad save, and now a chance for the Stars to work it out. But Lutley can't get it past the blue line. Now it does. Lutley on the forecheck. Sent right back in. Now Tran sends it up the wall. This one gets turned away by Larkin. Now a chance on the back door. This one turned away. Couldn't get to the net. Now Tran plays it around for Kim. This one is left there, and now it's sent through the neutral zone. And that'll go wide of the net for the icing. So we're going to face off right back down in the Star zone. 16-17 to go here in the first period. Shots even at 2 so far. This This one comes up the wall, gets to center ice. And that'll be sent in. Bradley picks it up behind the net, sends it back around to Fitzpatrick. Out of her reach, and Walker will chip it up the wall. Now battle at the Stars blue line. This one just gets out of the zone, played back to center, and now a chance on the turnover there, but it's taken away. Now sent into the corner. Back up to the point. That one skips past the stick on Adelku. Up to London. She tries to play that to center. It's taken away by the Stars. In comes McQuiggan, and she gets that one knocked off of her stick. Now back come the Surge up through center ice into the skates of McQuiggan. Now played back down around the net. This puck comes to McKenzie. She can't get a stick on it. And now it's all the way back into the Surge end. Up the wall, trip to center. Lecky couldn't get a stick on that one. Now it's back all the way for Gibbs. Up the wall, chip to Robertson, and she puts this one up for Lecky. Lecky battling in, and she gets intercepted there, and now a chance. 3 Stars on it, but Gibbs last one back, and she'll headman that one to be sent in. Now up the wall to the Stars captain, Ellie Mullins. She sends it up the middle of the ice off the skate of Lutley, and right back in for another breakout here for the Stars. Now it's back up the wall, taken away from Mullins, and now she gets it back, sends it to Lutley. This one's high through the middle of the ice. Now Kim to center. She's going to chip that one down and in. Now Bell chips this one by Erman. Back to the point to Tran. Now Tran to the Slaughter. Shot off the mask and then back into the corner. Good point blank chance there for Poirier to open the scoring. Now Poirier back up the wall, taken away from her. Now back to Tran. Tran sends this one in as the Surge touch up. Now back to center. This one's sent in by Mitchell. Down around the wall as Larkin tried to play it out to the slot. Now a chance in front, and they score. The Surge open the scoring 1-0. Point blank chance for Eisner. She makes no mistake. And the Surge take the early lead. Now back up the wall. Gandel couldn't get a stick on that one. She tries to shove it back up the near side wall. This one's taken away by London. Back to the point. Shot goes in off the post. Now Gandalf back down below to Larkin. This one's put up the wall. Doesn't get out as Mitchell sends it back down deep with the Surge. Continuing to pressure. Now McKenzie has it, throws it to center for Gandel as she flips this one into the offensive zone. Stopped there by Feltham for Mitchell. Mitchell goes up the wall. It's kept onside there by Mullins. But now a chance away for the Surge. Joseph has this one knocked off her stick. A good play there from Rossling to stay onside. Now back go the Surge. Breaking in. This one's going to be dumped around the wall. Pass the stick of Fitzpatrick. And past Mullins as well. Now McCormick at the wall. She's working in. She can't get that one to go as Fitzpatrick will take this one, dump it in. And out to stop it comes Feltham again. Now a battle along the near side wall. Back to Matheson at the point. She'll send this one cross ice, but now a battle right outside the penalty boxes. Now it's up the wall. Lecky has that one out of her reach. She races in behind the net, tries to find someone in front. No option. Now to Tran. Tran shot, looking for a tip in front. Big save, and now it'll go back into the corner. Lecky plays it down low. Now a chance in front. And Robertson just had that one go off the heel of her stick. Now Robertson circling back around. And that one just looks like it gets stuck on the outside of the netting. It does. And we're going to face off. Back down in the surge zone. To the right of Tegan Young. 10:40 to go here in the first period. Surge working in offensively one more time, trying to start the cycle. But now a chance away for the Stars. This one gets sent cross ice, intended for Mackenzie. It's into the corner. Now Gandel down there on it with Kim. Kim sends one up the wall to center as Hartnell breaking out with it. She'll send it deep. That one goes into the Stars bench. We're going to face off right at the line here. 9:55 to go. Face off one by the Surge as Mitchell sends this one deep on Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick plays it up the wall. This one taken away, and it's right back to her. Now she goes up through the center. That pass taken away. Nedelku sends it back up the wall. Now it's finally put into the Surge end. Mullins working in. Her backhand turned aside by Feltham. Now a chance thrown to the front of the net. It's off the side of the goal, and now around to Sangster. Sangster up the wall. This one gets to center. It's Fitzpatrick throwing one down into the zone. This one takes a weird bounce in front of the net. But Nedelku able to recover, send one cross ice. Votsur in there on the forecheck, trying to strip that puck free. Now Player chips one up the wall. Mitchell skating back for the Surge. She'll play it up the wall into Stars possession. Now right back in. This one's offside as Player accepted that pass on the wrong side of the line. And the face-off will come back down outside the Star zone. Face-off one by the Stars, sent across. And up the wall to Votour. Votour sends it back down, and in come the Surge one more time. Drop pass, this one just goes wide. Back into the corner. Now it's out to center. Gibbs will send one up into the netting, and we're going to face off back down in the Surge zone. Face off one by the Stars. Matheson plays it past the side of the net. Now pass coming back to the point. Matheson has a chance in front. This one just goes wide. Now it's back around the end wall. Chance for Buffett. Racing down. Cuts to the neutral zone. And into center. And now she'll back out to the neutral zone for Joseph. Working in. Her shot is blocked. Picked up by Mackenzie. Up the wall. Intended for Fitzpatrick. Put back the other way. And now McCormick breaking in. She'll send it into the corner. Lutley picks it up. Shipping at that one was Maya Larkin. Now it's back up the wall. Not out. Still onside. A chance for the Surge to get something going here offensively. Larkin goes up the wall to Mullins. Mullins has this one chipped away from her. And now a battle down deep below the net. Puck comes loose and Joseph has this one on her stick. She drives, tries to drop this one for Kim. A shot coming in for Kim. This one goes wide of the net. And now a couple of players tripped over there in the corner. A pass from Lutley will make its way to center. Mullins trying to break through. But that one turned aside as McCormick breaks her way back in. Passes this one off to Hartnell. And now away go the Stars. It's Player dropping that one off to Walker, but she's offside. 6:17 to go here in the first period. 1-0 lead for the Lindsay Surge over the Down East Autobahn Stars. Shots 9-4 in favor of the Surge. Now a battle along the half wall off the face-off. Walker unable to get this one in, and she finally does. It's into the corner. Nedelku back up the wall. She fans on that one. And now behind the net for Mackenzie. Walker can't get a stick on that one, and now Hartnell tries to break out. But quickly back up is Player. Player to the middle to Walker. Her shot just goes wide. And now the Surge able to get this one to center. Rossong working through the middle. She's going to put one down deep into the corner. And now back out to center. To Mackenzie. She chipped at that one. McQuiggan in there to help out. Couldn't get any sticks on that one, and now it's all the way back down to Bradley. Bradley picks it back up in the corner. Now back behind the net. Sent back around for Fitzpatrick. Now Sangster breaking in her shot. Pad saved by Young. Now battle along the near side corner. So it's finally brought out by Lutley. Kept it at the line by Kim. No, they'll say it's offside. And we're going to face off with 4:32 to go here in the first period. An offside call on the play. So we'll get a face off outside the Stars line. This one's picked up and sent ahead for Fitzpatrick. It's out of her reach. Now up to Sangster. Sangster walking in. Shot is blocked in front by Matheson. Now a spin shot is put wide into the corner. Battle along the far side wall. Put back behind the Stars net into the corner. Once again, Mullins will chip one to center ice. But it's sent right back in. Now Mullins. Skating ahead to center. Down wide. Still has possession. Now she's taken down. No call on the play. And a big hit there in the corner. And now this one's back out to center ice. Matheson tried to find Fitzpatrick on the headman pass through center ice. There's going to be an icing on the play, and a couple of Stars players will have to make their way back out onto the ice. So a face-off to the right of Tegan Young. Eisner and Player on the draw. The Player gets the wave off, and in comes Lutley. She'll win that draw back for Bell. Up the wall. Now Mullins. She makes a move driving in. That one's turned aside, picked up by Nedelku. And now the Surge go back the other way. It's a 2-on-1 chance in for Buffett. And that one's turned aside. A nice save there on the breakaway from Tegan Young. Keeping this one a 1-goal game. McCormick and Player on the draw. McCormick wins that one back to Mitchell as she sends it down deep. Larkin tried to send one around the wall, but London beats Walker to it. Now it's back to the point. A shot doesn't get through. London once more. Up the near side wall, intended for Joseph, out of her reach. Which she'll race back and get a touch on that one as London says it around the net. Back up the wall to Player. Player goes across to Braylon Walker. She drives in wide, tried to make a move through the legs, but it's taken away. And now McCormick racing through center. Bradley beat her to that one, chipped it to neutral ice. Now it's picked back up by the Stars on the breakout. It's Fitzpatrick sending this one in. Gibbs around the half wall. Now to center ice goes the skipper, Arnold. She walks in offside. And with 1:45 to go, we'll get a face-off right back outside the Stars blue line. Shots now 12-4 in favor for the Surge. Now a quick pass up the wall, intended for Gandal, out of her reach. McQuiggan pokes it in. Now Gandal's shot off the pad. A rebound there for Feltham was quickly turned aside. Now up through center ice comes Robertson. She's knocked off the puck. She sends it into the corner. Chipped up the wall. Mullins unable to keep that one in as it goes over the glass, and we're going to face off. That one out of play. So back down into the Stars zone to the right of Tegan Young. Face off for one. Back for Rosslon, taken away by Mullins. She throws one to the weak side, taken away by Fitzpatrick. Hartnell beats her to it. Battling in there still with Fitzpatrick as this one gets sent to McInnes. To Larkin, and her shot's blocked. Now Lutley in the corner plays it down to Fitzpatrick. And this one goes up the wall. Larkin unable to keep it in. And now Leckie. Tried to hit Robertson. That one just out of her reach. Into the corner. McInnes picks it up. To center. Player circles back. Now a shot from Player in on Feltham. She'll cover up. With 22 seconds to go. So 20 seconds of face off to the right of Eleanor Felton. That one comes out of the zone. The Stars will have to touch up. Now back up the wall. Sangster's got 10. She's got to make it quick. A shot comes in. It's blocked. Doesn't make its way to the net. No player content to throw this one to the weak side corner. And that'll do it after 20 minutes of play here at the RBC Center in Burnside. The Lindsay Surge lead the Down East Auto Parts Stars 1-0 on High Button Sports. We'll be right back after this for the second period of play.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Well, second period of action here in the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League. The Lindsay Surge lead the Down East Auto Parts Stars 1-0 through 20 minutes of play here on High Button Sports. My name's Jaden Camo, welcoming you back inside the RBC Center here in Burnside, Nova Scotia. And we'll get set for face-off. Lutley and Eisner on the draw. Eisner wins this one back, and the Surge ready to get back on the offense like they were for the bulk of that first period. But the Surge first on the attack. Lutley sends this one in. Now it's back up as Eisner starts the forecheck the other way for the Surge. Dropped off. Back in front to Eisner. She scores. A great pass in front. Eisner finds the tip on the back door, and she's got her second of the game. And it's 2-0 for the Surge. Just over 30 seconds into the second frame, the Surge getting back on the attack and finding the back of the net. And now this face-off won by the Stars, sent back to Bradley, and she'll try to fire one through the middle. Doesn't get anywhere. Now the Surge back. That pass poked over for Joseph, just out of her reach. Now Walker breaks in for the Stars. Walker cuts off that pass in behind the net. Fires one back to the point to Fitzpatrick. Now Gibbs. Around the wall, picked up by Joseph. That one's tied up there in some skates. And now a quick pass up the center. Intercepted by Bradley and sent right back in. Rossong will take her time. Look for Joseph. She goes up the middle. McCormick sends a shot on. That one's gloved down by Young. 18:29 to go in the second period. 14-6, the shots on net. Just after the second goal of the game for the Stars, tipped home by Eisner on the redirect. Puts them up 2-0. And now McCormick and McQuiggan on the draw. This one won back by McCormick to Kim at the point. Now this one's picked up. Sent the length of the ice by McKenzie. Picked up by Kim in the corner. She stops. Looking for an outlet pass right up the middle to Maya McCormick. Racing through. And that one's turned aside. Shot from the point from Tran goes wide. London down there in the corner battling. Lutley comes in for the Stars to grab that one, sends it around for Mullins. But it's back to the point for the Surge. It's Tran. Her shot blocked in front by Mullins. Now sent back down deep for Leckie. Leckie circling at the top of the zone, spins and finds Hartnell. Tried to go back door for Robertson, but she couldn't corral that one. Now Robertson plays it back for Kim. A couple of bodies falling. Now Mullins has a chance away. Couldn't corral that one quite cleanly. Had to throw it down into the corner. Lutley battling down in there with Kim. This one gets put up the wall, and now the captain, Arnold, through center ice. She's got it driving down in. Robertson back to the point, skips past the stick in the Delco, and she'll fire it right back up. Now this one's worked in offside by McInnes. And with 16:38 to go, we'll get a face-off right outside the Surge line. Player and Gould on the draw. Face off won by Cadence Player. That pass back up the wall intended for Walker. Out of her reach. Now Gibbs. Back to her partner. Back to Gibbs. She gets to the line. She'll send it deep. Now back to the point. A good move there by Rossong. She'll send one into the side of the net. Turned aside by Young. The rebound there is covered up and a whistle comes. Good couple of stops down there by Tegan Young to keep this a 2-goal game. Now face off back down to the right of Young. The Stars win that draw and send this one around back to the point. Slap shot from Gibbs. Fired wide of the net. Now Sangster on it, on the half wall. Tried to play it down to Poirier. Now Poirier tried to work it back up the wall. Goes deep. Fitzpatrick with some pressure on her. Couldn't get that one out of the zone. And now Bradley. Behind the net to Walker. Up to Player. Player stops up, goes back across to Fitzpatrick. Through the middle of the ice, tries to break in. Taken away by a couple of surge defense. And now Gibbs. Tried to fire a stretch pass. Up the wall to Vautour. Now Vautour gets it back. Working wide. She's going to get the line and send it in. Matheson up the wall, kept in. Now Eisner, she's already got 2. Working around the top of the zone, shot in, turned aside by Young, rebound goes to the corner. Now a pass to center, McKenzie can't get a stick on that one, now it's back to Kim. Kim plays it up the wall. Back to Bell, she sends this one across, out of the reach of Matheson. Now back to Kim. Kim sends this one all the way into the Stars zone. Lutley. Back around the wall. It ends up on the stick of Raina Fitzpatrick. Now Mullins battling in deep. She lets that one go, and now Eisner picks this one up, sends it backhander to center. Pass taken away there from her by Stella Myers. Now back away go the Surge. Up the wall, chip pass gets taken away by Mullins to Raina Fitzpatrick. Shot from Lutley goes in. That one's off the mask of Eleanor Feltham. And now to center. Away go the Surge, but this one taken away at the line. Lutley gonna send one down, a quick pass. Breaking in was McInnes, but she can't get that one. Now a 2-on-2 the other way. In come the Surge, a backhand on from McCormick. Just goes wide, gets back to Nedelka at the point. Pass across. Surge were changing from Robertson. He's still able to pick that one up and send it around the wall. Nedelku back at the point. Across to Robertson, or Leckie, excuse me. Now Bella Fitzpatrick behind the net. She's going to take some room and gain the Surge zone. A shot comes in. That one played to the corner. Fitzpatrick still on it. Sends another shot to the net. And now Bradley will fan on that one at the point. Taken away by Leckie. Leckie plays it up the wall. Poked at. Now back into the corner. Leckie and Robertson both on it. Now McQuiggan on the wall. Sends one to center. Leckie out of her reach. Couldn't get that one. Now a quick pass for Hartnell. She'll get a stick on that. No icing. Not too many whistles here in the second period so far. Now it's back up the wall. Rossong from the point sends a shot in. Sangster corrals it down in the corner. Drops for Gould. Back up the wall. Sangster tries to go back down to the corner. No one home for the surge. And that one's sent around the wall. Kim able to pinch in and keep it in play. Now Fitzpatrick backhands this one around to McKenzie at the wall, but she can't get it out. Tran shot played in front. Young didn't want to cover that one up. And now Gandon will send a shot down. Good shot by Josie Gandon on net. But away goes Poirier. Poirier's shot gets to the net, and Young will have to cover up with a couple of surge in there. That was Buffett racing right to the front of the net. So 2-0 lead for the Lindsay Surge over the Downey Stalipart Stars. Shots 20-8 in favor of the Surge. They're pouring it on early here in the early stages of this game. Just nearing the halfway mark. Now the Stars send one into the offensive zone, but quickly the other way go the Surge. Eisner, she's got two already. A good move to the front of the net, but taken away by Young. A great chance for her to pick up her third of the game. Now a face-off one. Myers sends this one around the wall. Gets back to Nedelku. Nedelku sends one through the middle. Now Larkin picks it up, sends it back up the wall to Raina Fitzpatrick. And now Reese Vautour picking this one up, sending it into the corner. And now sent cross ice, taken away at the line. This one just worked in offside by Joseph. So we'll go back across. Face-off coming outside the Stars line. That face-off won by McCormick, sent in by Joseph. McCormick intercepts that pass. Tried to hit Player through the middle of the ice. Now Player finally gets a stick on that one, sends it to Walker. Walker's driving in wide. Down to Player, out front, that pass gets through everybody, back to Fitzpatrick, she scores. Bella Fitzpatrick cuts the lead in half with a slap shot from the point off the blocker of Eleanor Feltham, or might have hit something on the way through. Definitely took a redirection, and the Stars are on the board. Now face off, won by the Surge, back into their own end. They'll try and regroup after just giving up that one. Now Walker to center to Player. She gets that one taken away from her. Now the Surge looking to break away, but this one's sent back into the defensive zone. Rossong will play one across. Gibbs picks it up the wall to Hartnell. Hartnell working in, makes a move, cuts to the net, and that one just goes high and wide. She had that whole top shelf open, and she just missed it. Now Kim regrouping, sending one up through to Lecky. Lecky drops back for Kim. Shot comes in. That one just wide of the net. Now this one off the wall. Kim Tran able to keep that one in. Now Gandon across into neutral ice, taken away by Hartnell. And now a battle for the puck. Kim able to put it back out of danger. Lecky waiting for the surge to touch up. She'll go through bodies. And this one gets through everybody. Sent up the ice by Nedelku. Poirier racing in. Her shot blocked and she takes a tumble. Puck to the half wall, taken away by Gould. But Fitzpatrick working it down in, taken away by Nedelku, and worked back up the wall by Sangster. To center now. Mitchell has that one stripped from her. To the net goes Mullins. Or Player, excuse me. And now back away go the Surge. Walking in 1-on-2. And that one just goes wide. Breakout pass for Fitzpatrick goes up the wall, and it's Gibbs picking it up for the Surge. Cross ice pass for Vautour. Finds her right on the tape. Vautour working in, pad save from Tegan Young. And now they'll go back up the wall. Walker. To the point to Bell. Bell tried to go cross ice, taken away by Ellie Eisner. A chance for three. Can she get the hat trick? She's getting worked on. No call on the play. Eisner that close to the hat trick. Now Player bangs one off the wall, back to Eisner. Eisner working in, her shot off the glass. Shot coming in, turned aside by Young, back to the point. Picked up by Rossall. Her shot goes through just wide of the net. Now it's up the wall, kept in at the point. Now back, Kim corrals it. She's got no place, so she sends it up the wall. This finds a stick of Joseph. Joseph to the middle, and that one's covered up by Tegan Young. 5:49 to go here in the second period. Shots 24-9 in favor of the Surge, but a goal from Bella Fitzpatrick from the point. Cut the lead to 1 for the Surge. Now Kim puts it down low. Joseph. And now it'll go back down into the Surge, and the Stars able to dump this one deep. Tran up the wall to Joseph. Joseph now trying to find an outlet pass as she's got McQuiggan all over her, but Joseph finds a lane. She gets through, tried to drop one off to McCormick. That one's out of her reach. Now Larkin up the wall to Gandon. Gandon just gets this one outside the line, but Kim right there pinching in, doing a good job to put this one right back down into the Stars. And now Gandon has this one go off her skate to Kim. Now at center, this one's played down by McKenzie. No icing on the call. Now this one's off a couple of sticks. Back to Fitzpatrick, she'll send it in. Mullins. In through to Lutley, and that one goes over the net. Now a chance for Hartnell back away. Working in on 2. Hartnell around the net. Circling. She gets to the top of the zone. Hartnell working in once more. Her shot scores! Right upstairs underneath the bar, working in short side. And Arnold puts the Lindsay Surge up 3-1 here in the second period. So right after the Surge go up 3-1, Arnold, the goal scorer, she works it back down in deep, gets ridden into the boards by Autumn Bradley. Now back out front, shot for Robertson, just goes over the net. Now a battle along the far side wall. Hartnell working to center, trying to find a pass, tried to throw one through. Gets past the stick of Young, she's unable to cover it up. Now back to the point. Mitchell's shot blocked in front, Nedelku able to get a stick on that one at the blue line and send it back down deep. Now Lecky in front, backhander scores! Lecky to Robertson, and she gets the toe of the stick on that one, sending it under the bar. And it's 4-1 for the Surge. Face off won by the Surge. 4-1 the score now, late in the second period. As McQuiggan works in, puck taken away by Gould. Gould sends this one up the wall, gets to Bell at the point, she'll send this one in. And now this one gets touched offside. We'll get a face-off right outside the Surge line. 2:39 to go here in the second period. 4-1 the score, 27-11 the shots on net in favor of the Surge. Face-off won by the Stars, sent in deep. Gibbs will pick this one up, send it back behind the net. Mullins first on it for the Stars. Now Gould in there helping out. Pass to Poirier. Poirier goes through the neutral zone. Cuts to the middle. Sends a shot on, and that one's turned aside by Young. Face off to the right of Tegan Young. Ellie Eisner on the draw. She's got two this afternoon. Great chance for the third, but there was no call on that play. But she'll get another chance, I'm sure. Now this one goes down deep. Chance at the side of the net, turned aside by Feltham, and now Tran works it up the wall to center. Tried to hit Buffett working in, but that one just out of her reach, and we'll get an offside call at the line. Eisner, Votur, and Buffett out there offensively for the Surge, and that one worked in offside one more time. So we'll redo that draw. With Walker, McInnes, and Caden's player. But in come the Surge. The shot from Eisner goes wide. Buffett plays it back down deep. Caden's player picks it up there for the Surge. Kept in at the line by Tran. And now back again. This one kept in by the Surge. Ellie Eisner working around the zone. She drops that one for Kim. Her shot goes through, and now Eisner corrals it once again behind the net. Pass to the slot, taken away, and this one goes back to the point to Kim. A bouncing puck gets by her, and now Braylon Walker. 1-on-3. That one turned aside. Now into the corner, player. Back down deep and behind the net is Eisner fighting down there with McKenzie. Now to center ice. That pass for Buffett gets knocked away from her. Now Buffett at center ice. Plays that one back to Fitzpatrick, and she sends it down the ice into the surge end. Tran picks it up. Vautour gets pinched off by McQuiggan, but the puck continues forward. Autumn Bradley there to pick it up, and she'll send it to neutral ice to Bella Fitzpatrick. She's got the lone goal for the Stars in this one. Makes a nice move, gets to the net, but the puck unable to make its way all the way through. Gets around the zone to Lutley. Lutley taken away from there, and that'll do it for the second period of play through 40 minutes. The Lindsay Surge on top of the Down East Auto Parts Stars 4-1. We thank you for tuning into High Button Sports. We'll be right back with the third period of play right after this.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Welcome back to High Button Sports. My name is Dayton Camo, welcoming you inside the RBC Center here in Burnside. Through 2 periods play, the Lindsay Surge lead the Down East Auto Parts Stars 4-1. And we got a little out-of-town scoreboard here for you. The Moncton Rockets able to take care of the Western Flames earlier today in Fredericton by a score of 3-2. The Northern Selects a 5-2 win over the Greenfoot Caps. And one other game on the docket, the Western Wolves leading the Cape Breton Lynx 2-0 through 20 minutes of play on High Button Sports down to the Al McInnes Sports Center. But we're back here for the 3rd period of play as the Surge send it deep into the Stars' end. It's McCormick on it down deep. She's going to center one out front. This one gets back to the point. Mitchell unable to keep it in. And that's offside. Nedelku plays it back to Mitchell. Mitchell looking through center to London. It's picked up by Joseph as she drives in wide. Joseph in front, trying to find the stick of London. That one's out of her reach. This one gets thrown in front. Young able to cover that one. She's happy to get her team the whistle with 19:14 to go. 46 seconds gone in this 3rd frame. Face off goes back for the Stars, but taken away by Lecky. Now Robertson dropped for Hartnell. That one's out of her reach. Hartnell can't keep this one in. Now Mullins away far side for the Stars. Ellie Mullins tried to drag one to the backhand and send it through. It's no good as Lutley can't corral that one in the corner. Now back to center. Bella Fitzpatrick drags and sends one to the other side of the red line as Rossung sends it cross ice. Rachel Hartnell, the captain. She's already got one this afternoon. Walks in, tried to go back door, and that one taken away. Kim able to pinch in and keep that one in there. She's been solid pinching in all day long on the blue line. Now Bella Fitzpatrick sends one down the length of the ice. Will it go for the ice? And it will. So we're going to face off back down in the Star zone. Had an extra long intermission. Not sure if there was a Zamboni malfunction or if they're just running short on Zambonis with the 4 pads of ice here at the RBC Center. But the girls able to rest the legs for an extra 10 minutes or so. This one gets all the way down to Tran as she puts it up the wall. Cross ice for Sangster. She'll drive in, gets it knocked off her stick. She corrals it in the corner and lays it for Gould. Gould stops up behind the net, taken away by Bell, and Bell chips it to the wall to McInnes. Just gets this one out. McInnes will leave it there for Sangster. Sangster throws it in, might have gone off the linesman. Now Walker breaking in, had that one poked away from her. Walker back on the puck, tried to put it to the front of the net. A save coming in by Feltham on the shot from Candace Blair. Now Myers up the wall. Down deep for Braylon Walker. She'll stop up, try to send one in front. Myers has it at the point. She'll send a shot into the shin pads of Buffett. And there goes the Zamboni right behind the rink. That's pretty cool. And now a pass up for Walker. Walker will chip this one into the Surge zone. A pass through center for Vautour. Finds Eisner. She's on hat-trick watch. She sends that one in. Now Eisner picks it up, keeps it onside. Down deep. That pass for Eisner goes threw everybody back down for Feltham. She'll pick that one up, leave it there for Holly Gibbs. Gibbs will put it up the wall, looks to go right on net, and Young leaves it there for Bradley. Up the wall. Lutley able to chip it into the surge zone. Quickly up the wall for Buffett. Buffett to Eisner. Ellie Eisner tried to go through a couple of bodies, but McKenzie picks it up, sends it to Lutley, but can't corral that cleanly, and London puts it to center. Now he goes Bella Fitzpatrick. She's got a lane to the net. She shoots, and that one just goes wide. Throwing it back to the second period where Bella Fitzpatrick got the Stars on the board with a slap shot from the point. Now this shot from the point from McKenzie doesn't get through. And away goes Joseph. Joseph down the right-hand side. She'll cut to the net, backhand it on, and that one's turned aside by Young. So a great rush down the end wall there from Joseph, but a better save from Tegan Young, keeping this one at 3. Player wins that draw back for Bell as she sends it around the net. High stick coming in, and that'll be the call there as Joseph touches that one up above the shoulders. So we're going to face off outside the zone. 15:08 to go here in the third and final frame on High Button Sports. Walker has a lane to the puck. She couldn't get there. Now London trying to break in. She muscles her way around Caden's player. Now London off the blade of her skate, using all the edges. Back down to Bell. Bell plays it up the wall. Sophia Bell, the affiliate player, making the trip over to the mainland this weekend with the Down East Out of Heart Stars. Maya Larkin. Up the wall, taken away by Hartnell. And now Hartnell circles around the zone, tried to feed one out front, taking away a good pass. And now a big bump down there in the corner. That was Lutley with a little PK Subban-like back check on Hartnell as Hartnell's shot goes wide. Another shot goes off the glass, and now away go the Stars. A chance for Mullins. The Stars captain will send it into the zone. Lutley gets beat to that one. Myers fans on that pass, and now it's 3 away. Leckie to Robertson. Robertson cross ice to Hartnell, and that one-timer right into the breadbasket. And Tegan Young able to stop up, make the save, and once again keep this a 3-goal game. Now a pass down deep, intercepted by the Surge. Out front of the net goes Bella Fitzpatrick as her pass for McKenzie is out of her reach and down the ice. And it will go for the icing. A little bit of a late whistle there, but either way, the face-off will come back down into the Star zone. 13:21 to go. Shots on net, 32-18. In favor of the Surge. Surge leading 4-1. Now Gibbs tries to hit Hartnell with the headman pass. No icing on the call as Fitzpatrick has her hands in the air going back to get that one. Gibbs sends one up the wall, not hard enough, and it'll go cross ice to Robertson. Robertson with it, sending a long shot in off the pad of Tegan Young. Bradley escape turn in the corner. Not able to escape the forecheck of Robertson. Now Player Works in just onside. She's going to drive wide of the net. Send a backhander out front. Picked up by Walker. Sent back to the point to Matheson. Her shot goes in. Turned aside by Feltham. And she'll cover once more. A penalty coming. Looks like Caden's player will be going to the box for the rough. So Caden's player in the box, 2 minutes or less. And that'll send the Lindsay Surge to the power play for the first time in this one. We'll get to see what their man advantage is all about. Joseph, McCormick, London, with Mitchell and Nedelku, the power play unit out here for the Surge. Robertson sends Joseph to the wall. Worked around deep by McCormick. She's got Larkin hanging all off of her. Now this one's brought to the net by London. The jam play in front of the net. Now it's cleared all the way down. Feltham will come out and play this one and stop it up for Mitchell. Mitchell up to Joseph, makes a move and a nice pass there to McCormick as she gains his own, sends it in deep. London there will be first to it. On the half wall is Nedelku. She circles and sends one down to London, to Joseph. On the half wall now, back down low to London. Tried to get to the front of the net. This one just goes behind the net. Onto the half wall, picked up by McCormick. And she'll try to send one down as both teams are getting tired. And we'll get some fresh bodies for either squad. As Ellie Eisner walks down the ice, trying to go coast to coast. This one just can't be kept in at the line. Mackenzie Rossong will put it up the wall. Regrouping is Robertson. Rossong to center to Hartnell. Or Vautour, excuse me. Now back to the line. Eisner plays it across to Rossong. Back to Eisner. Hartnell was waiting for that one-timer on the hash marks. Now Hartnell trying to send one through. A good pass there for Eisner. That one just out of her reach. Great vision there for Hartnell to spot Eisner breaking down in, but away goes Player right out of the box. One-on-one with Rossong. Player makes a move to the backhand. She can't get that one to go to the net as Rachel Hartnell was breaking down on her. And right at the 10-minute mark of the period, we'll get a face-off back down inside the Surge end. An unsuccessful power play for the Surge, but some good chances mustered up. Goulden Player on the draw here as Player wins it to the half wall, but the loose puck gathered up by the Surge. Kim, or Tran, excuse me, plays this one. Cross ice and Poirier will send it deep. Matheson up the wall, taken away. In front to Poirier. Poirier shoots and scores. A nice set of mitts in front. And Poirier goes forehand to the backhand. And then puts the Surge up 5-1. Face-off is won by the Surge. Sangster gets ridden into the boards by Mullins, but it's picked up again by Gould. Mullins unable to corral that one. Now cutting back out front is Poirier just after she scored that last one. Poirier and Gould down in the end wall. Picked up by Lutley. Negates the high stick. And now a long pass out to Mullins. Ellie Mullins tries to make a move to the center of the ice. Taken away there by Kim. And now pass from Myers goes to Raina Fitzpatrick. I see she sends it in. Vautour chips it to the line, unable to get it out. And now Kim, she's going to circle back, chips one to the wall. And now it finally escapes the surge end. Pass cross ice for McInnes. Worked in onside. Now Gibbs. Up to Vautour. Reese Vautour. Working in. She's going to make a move to the middle. Taken away, and a good stick by Fitzpatrick. Ends that play. Now Vautour takes that one away one more time from Fitzpatrick, and Bradley will have to circle back for the Stars to the near side wall. Buffett working in. Back to the point to Rossong. Sends a shot through just wide of the net. A good tip on the side of the net by Buffett. Now Buffett picks it back up, sends it up the half wall to Rachel Hartnell. Hartnell walking in off the half wall, couldn't get one to go. Back down deep. This one picked up by Bella Fitzpatrick for the Stars. She's going to start the breakout up the right-hand side, and she'll head off for a change. Josie Gandon down in the corner. Helped out there by Lutley as she comes in. Puck sent around the net. Holly Gibbs has to race for that one, but Mullen sends a shoulder into her, sends her to the ice. Now a trip at center ice. No call on the play as Fitzpatrick comes in, rips a shot on, and that one's turned aside by Feltham. .6:56 to go here in the third period. Lutley and Lecky working in on the draw, a couple of 14s. This one won by the Stars. It's back to Matheson. Her shot wide of the net. Played down in the corner by Fitzpatrick from Mullins, but it's out of her reach as Lutley chops at that one. No good. Now it's back up to center. Mullins sends it deep. Now Hartnell working through the middle, pass across, out of the reach of Robertson, but she gets it back, running into Bella Fitzpatrick. McInnes up the wall, chips it up to Player. Now Player's got room, tries to send one across, but Braylon Walker unable to meet that puck there at the hash marks. Now Walker breaking in once more. Her shot turned aside by the pad of Feltham. Walker continuing to pressure down there. She's been one of the most consistent forwards here for the Stars this afternoon. As Kim walks in, sends one to the slot. Turned aside by Player. Up the wall to McKenzie. McKenzie can't get this one out. It's kept in at the line by London. Now McCormick to center. Backhanded on. That one turned aside by the pad of Tegan Young. A scramble in front. Puck goes loose behind the net. Now McCormick. Back to the point. Shipped up by Josie Gandon, and now she'll work her way in. Shot turned aside by Feltham into the corner. McQuiggan around the net. Kim and London there for the surge, but it's played back down deep by Gandon. Now Kim and McQuiggan battling in the corner. McQuiggan's got possession of it as Kim pinches her off into the boards. Now McCormick will play this one around Tran. To center. Working in is Joseph. Joseph shot. Turned aside. A couple players go into the end wall. That's Joseph and Lutley both skating up on their own. So under 5 minutes to go now in this U18 Saturday matchup. The Lindsay Surge on top of the Down East Auto Parts Stars 5-1. Now a shot off the face-off goes through and It's the Stars captain, Ellie Mullins, trying to send a long pass up to Raina Fitzpatrick. It's out of her reach as Holly Gibbs regroups there for the Surge. Now it's back down to the corner. Fitzpatrick's shot turned aside by Feltham, and a quick break out the other way for the Surge. As Poirier sends it down into the offensive zone. Bradley across to Fitzpatrick. She'll go off the wall. This one gets to the hash marks, and Mitchell will reset for the Surge behind her own net. She loses an edge and goes down as Fitzpatrick corrals at the red line and puts it right back in. Walker following up. Nice job by Walker to support the puck on the break-in. Now a pass across from Vautour to Buffett. Pass right back across, goes through the legs. What a play there from Reese Vautour to get it across to Buffett, and then just missed the tap in on the back door. It goes through the legs of Reese Vautour. Now Vautour sends it in one more time. Bella Fitzpatrick to center. Up to Haley McQuiggan. McQuiggan has this one chopped off of her stick by Ellie Eisner. And now the Stars gain possession at center. McQuiggan plays this one in on the forehand. And then puck unable to squeak past that Surge line. Now they'll try to regroup and reset one more time. Buffett to center ice, finds Lecky. But back the other way goes Ellie Mullins through center. She cuts back. Mullins, her shot just goes wide of the net. Rebound chopped at by Fitzpatrick. And now this puck gets to Kim, playing one up the wall. Gets to Matheson, cross ice. And the pass for Mullins intended there was taken away by Robertson. Now Robertson on the forecheck. She's driving in wide, met there by Emily Lutley. Now Hartnell working in. Down deep, she picks up that loose puck. Looking for an option. She'll go back to Kim at the point. Kim, her shot goes high and wide off the deflection. Off the stick of Fitzpatrick. Now back to Tran. Tran, nice footwork there at the line. Her shot goes through and scores. Tran leading the flyby as she sends one from the point to the back of the net. And that'll extend the Lindsay Surge's lead here to 5 at 6-1. Face-off won by the Surge. Rossong will send it up the wall, but back away goes Braylon Walker. Walker walking in, shot turned aside by the blocker. One of the better chances this game here for the Stars. Now back in front, Walker to McInnes. That one turned aside by the pad of Feltham. And now we'll get a penalty call on the play. We'll see who's going to the box. It looks to be Holly Gibbs. And it will be Gibbs, 2 minutes for the cross check. So the Down East Auto Parts Stars with their first power play of the game, coming with 1 minute and 11 seconds left. They'll have the rest of this game on the power play unless they pot one beforehand on the half wall. That one tipped wide through the crease. Now Mullins down low. She's going to try to play a give and go, and they score. Ellie Mullins started the play on the half wall, looked for the give and go. She found that puck on her backhand and put it through the wickets on Eleanor Feltham. And the Stars have cut into the lead late with 54 to go. Face off won by the Surge. It's played up the wall by Mitchell. Larkin corrals this one and goes back up the wall. Gandalf plays a long shot in, turned aside into the corner. Now back in front. Nedelku picks it up. Off the wall, a trip coming, and now another power play ensuing here. A tripping penalty will send London to the box for 2 or less. And with 28 seconds to go, the Down East Auto Parts Stars back on the power play. 1 for 1 in this game. That's definitely raising their percentage on the season. Now Larkin shot through, turned aside on the rebound. And now it's into the corner. McInnes got bumped off the puck, but Walker in there to help out. McInnes back in for it. Puck comes loose. It's picked up at the side of the net by Poirier, and she'll send it down the ice, and that'll do it. So the Lindsay Surge take down the Down East Auto Parts Stars 6-2 here from the RBC Center. My name's Dayton Camo for High Button Sports, thanking you for tuning into this one. I'll have the call tomorrow, 12:30 at the West Hand Sports Center for the game between the Greenfoot Caps and the Northern Subway Selects. So tune into that one. We still got one more game on the go here from the Al McInnes Sports Center in Cape Breton, the Lynx and the Wolves. So tune into that. Until tomorrow on High Button Sports, Dayton Camo thanking you, and we'll see you tomorrow.